It was supposed to be one of BLACKPINK's biggest nights, opening their long-awaited deadline tour in Seoul. The energy was unreal. New outfits, unreleased tracks, and the kind of crowd only BLACKPINK can pull. But right in the middle of all that hype, a quiet moment happened off to the side of the stage. And somehow, that's the clip that's taken over the internet. Jennie needed her boots tied. A staff member helped. That's all it took. Just that short exchange, captured on video from the crowd, was enough to get Jennie trending. And not in a good way. Now people are arguing, dragging, defending, unfollowing, and suddenly it's not even about boots anymore. It's about how we see Jennie, how K-pop idols are treated, and how fast a moment can turn into a full-blown controversy. From the video, Jennie seems to gesture toward her boots, calling over someone from the crew. There's no audio, but fans say she looked serious, even slightly annoyed. The staffer immediately bent down and tied the laces as Jennie stood still, arms slightly crossed, eyes forward as if she were still in performance mode. It took maybe 10 seconds. Nothing dramatic, no confrontation, but the internet reacted like she'd just publicly humiliated someone. People started cutting the clip, zooming in on her face, adding commentary and twisting a normal behind-the-scenes fix into something much bigger. The words rude, entitled, diva, and mean girl came flying fast. The reason this blew up isn't just because of what Jennie did. It's because of who Jennie is in the public's eyes. She's been called the human Chanel, the most fashion-forward idol in K-pop, the one member who always seems a little more closed off, a little more reserved. That personality type gets praised in Western celebrity culture, but in K-pop, it's constantly walking a tightrope. For fans, especially casual ones, any moment that fits the cold or bossy narrative confirms what they already believe. So when this clip surfaced, it didn't matter what the real context was. It just slotted perfectly into the ongoing image that some people already push about her. Was she really wrong? The truth is, no one watching from the outside really knows what happened in that moment. What if her boots had come untied during a performance? What if the stage was slippery? What if a quick fix by a crew member was the safest and fastest way to keep the show moving? These kinds of adjustments happen constantly during concerts, especially for big productions like BLACKPINK's. Artists can't bend over in the middle of a song to fix a costume piece or tie a shoelace without risking injury or throwing the show off rhythm. That's why they have trained staff ready for quick backstage help. But again, nuance doesn't go viral, clips do. As usual, this wasn't just about outsiders criticizing Jennie. Even within the BLACKPINK fandom, fans were arguing hard. Some blinks said Jennie handled it like a pro and did what she had to do. Others said she could have done it herself or waited for the right moment. There were even a few saying they were embarrassed to support her after seeing how she treated the staff. These moments are always messy because no fandom is fully unified. Some fans come for the music, some for the personalities, some just for aesthetics. And moments like this expose those cracks. Fast. YG and Jennie stay silent. So far, neither Jennie nor YG Entertainment has commented. That's not surprising. In K-pop, agencies rarely address this kind of controversy unless it becomes a legal issue or threatens a major endorsement. For now, they're sticking to the strategy that silence lets the outrage fade quicker. But sometimes, silence fuels more theories. Some say the silence confirms that Jennie knows she was rude. Others argue that commenting would only make things worse and feed the drama. Either way, fans are left to make their own conclusions, and that rarely ends well. This isn't the first time. Jennie has been through this cycle before. Back in 2018, she was accused of lazy dancing, where some fans said she wasn't putting enough energy into certain performances. That too was based on a few clips. YG later revealed she had health issues, but by then, the lazy narrative had already stuck. It's the same playbook again. A small moment taken out of context is now being used to define her entire personality. That's the danger of being an idol at this level. Your every second is content, and people are always ready to interpret it however they want. What happens next? Blackpink continues their deadline tour, and Jennie hasn't changed a thing on stage. She's still giving strong performances, still pulling in record-breaking crowds, still being Jennie. But now, every time she interacts with a crew member, fans are watching. Every facial expression will be interpreted. Every minor action will be filmed. That's the real effect of this moment. It puts her under an even tighter lens than before. The performance moved on. Jennie performed like nothing happened. Blackpink headed to the next stop on their tour, and for a lot of fans, the boot moment faded into background noise. But if you look closely, the conversation never really stopped. It just changed forms. Now, fans are watching Jennie more closely than ever. Not just the ones who dislike her, also the ones who support her. Everyone's on edge, wondering if she'll act cold again, or show more warmth, or redeem herself. Even neutral fans who didn't care about the original moment are now invested in what she does next. That's how these things stick. Not as scandals, but as expectations. Anyone who's followed Blackpink for years knows this isn't a new pattern. Jennie gets accused of being lazy or too quiet. Then she performs at Coachella and breaks records. She's labeled too bossy. Then she walks into Chanel and becomes the face of the brand. People say she's distant, then she drops a vlog showing her eating snacks in sweatpants, laughing like any regular 20-something. It's always the same: accusation, silence, comeback, reset. But every cycle leaves a little mark. And over time, those marks build up. So now, every time Jennie makes headlines, even for something harmless, it immediately becomes linked to a past narrative. It's never just one moment anymore, it's all the moments stacked together. Fans aren't just watching, they're collecting. That's one of the wildest parts about idol fandom in 2025. Fans don't just consume content, they archive it, they clip it, tag it, and compare it to previous footage from years ago. The same people debating Jennie's boot moment were pulling up clips from 2019, 2021, even a radio interview she did during the album promotions. That's how deep the analysis goes. Was she acting the same way back then? Has she always been this way? Does that one look from her in 2017 prove this moment wasn't just a slip-up? People treat these idols like long-running TV characters. Except it's not fiction, and they don't get to write their own scripts. Other idols have been through it too. Jennie's not the only one who's had to face this kind of backlash over a small gesture. Irene from Red Velvet got labeled rude because of a stylist incident. Karina from aespa faced backlash for ignoring a staff member's bow. Even BTS's RM was once criticized for the way he handed over a mic during an award show. In each case, fans split into camps. The internet turned it into drama, and the artists were left to keep performing while their reputations took the hit. What makes Jennie's case different is that she's always been positioned as the center of these kinds of conversations. She doesn't just get hate, she becomes the example. Is this really about Jennie, or about what we want her to be? This might be the most important part of the whole conversation. A lot of the outrage around Jennie isn't actually about what she did. It's about what fans think she should be. Everyone has a version of her in their head. The fierce fashion queen, the unbothered luxury idol, the sweetheart under pressure. And when the real Jennie doesn't match one of those versions, the internet reacts. In the case of the boot moment, people weren't mad at her for asking someone to tie her shoes. They were mad because she didn't look soft enough while doing it. She didn't show enough gratitude. She didn't smile. She didn't perform humility. But here's the thing, Jennie doesn't owe anyone a performance 24/7. She's not your ideal. She's not your projection. She's a person doing her job under extreme pressure, while being filmed from every angle. That's what fans forget. Despite all of this, Jennie has never really let these moments stop her. She keeps showing up. She keeps working. She continues to headline global tours, front luxury brands, and build a solo career while still holding her place in one of the biggest K-pop groups of all time. Her ability to stay composed through constant judgment is honestly part of why she gets judged. People assume her calm is coldness. Her confidence is arrogance. Her silence is guilt. But if anything, it's proof of how sharp and strategic she is. Jennie doesn't fight every rumor because she knows the noise will pass, but her work will stay. BLACKPINK is still massive. Their Deadline tour is selling out worldwide. Their music charts globally. But moments like this remind fans that being a global group comes with global pressure. Jennie might take the most heat, but the way people react to her impacts how the group is viewed as a whole. It sets the tone for every member's future solo or group promotion. It shifts public perception in ways that sometimes never fully reset.